Good afternoon, traders. This is Tony D from easyMarkets in the Sydney dealing room. We've had a pretty interesting price reaction on Friday. So those looking for the all-important non-farm payrolls numbers got a little bit of a surprise given the strong ADP report, which is a private data, came in 250k for December. We're looking for a stronger number than the 190,000 expected. Market was disappointed by 148,000. But what actually happened after the data came out is all to do with positioning. So going into the announcement, US dollar has been sold for a solid 2 weeks, and the market was already pretty stretched in terms of short US dollars. It's very common in NFP time to get a reversal after some weaker than expected data if the market's already weak. So what you saw is that the US dollar got sold initially, Euro got to 120.80, then sharply lower, ending the trading day down at 120.30. You're seeing that pattern sort of exhibit across most currencies, with the gains on the weakness of the number being reversed, and seeing some of that reversal continuing today. Now, short term, the stops are pretty close here on the downside, so the market's going one way in the low liquidity holiday break. Does open the door for a little bit of a reversal just to clean out the positioning. All in all, though, there should be a lot of appetite to buy on the dip. So if you do see the market pull back and then stall, could be an interesting levels to get back into some of these trades. Seeing the level at 120 is pretty key. Get below that. Look for the lower 119 levels as an entry point in the short term. In terms of gold, it's not so much of a pullback. You're seeing a little bit, but you saw that volatility flip. Dollar yen, you can see, is at day highs here as the market is continuing to grind higher on the back of strong risk appetite. Stocks surging again, 25,300 on the Dow. Just relentless, and very hard to see that slowing down in the short term. And something you've got to keep an eye on in terms of, can I sell dollar yen? In general, no, you don't sell dollar yen when stocks are going up. Nikkei goes up. There's a strong correlation between those. This is helping Euro Yen to remain supported as well. In terms of some of the pairs that we do trade here in Australia, the Aussie dollar, seeing that nice reversal as well. So those dip buyers, you should be watching this closely. See the stops will be building below 78, so probably actually even closer than that. So if you're looking for the market to stabilize, similar to how the euro price action may occur in the next couple of days, remember the euro also has the ECB this week, so you've got to contend with Draghi and his usual uber bearishness. Market's been pretty keen to price out any QE past the September deadline, so you might see a little pushback from Draghi on that. If you want to see how the euro gets to 118 this week, it'll come from Draghi in a combination with a bit of a correction that we're seeing at the moment. So you just keep an eye on it. It's not all easy trading one way, sell a US dollar every day. You are seeing the pushback coming here at the moment. If you're looking at the one pair though, which is bucking that trend and continuing to gain against the US dollar, look a little further than dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, Canadian jobs data comes out at the same time as US jobs data, and the Canadian jobs data was stellar on Friday. So it's very hard to fight that trend. Dollar CAD is also one of those pairs that does like to overshoot and can continue past oversold levels. It is definitely oversold now, so you've got to be a little bit careful that you're a little late to the party. If the US dollar can push back against many things this week, then you would see the dollar CAD probably back towards that 125, just in sympathy with the rest of the market. But it's one of the stronger pairs, so if you're looking for a selling opportunity, 125 would be a great opportunity as well, just to get back into that trend on the downside. Probably safer than buying the euro on the dip is selling the dollar CAD on the rally, given oil's strength and the local data being so strong in Canada. People are going to be looking for rate hikes out of Canada this year for sure. In terms of, let's quickly look at that Dow. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, and this is probably the biggest rally I've ever seen. Remember, we were at 17,000 before Trump got in at the end of 2016. This is just this is getting pretty silly. We haven't 500 days without 5% correction is a little too much for many to believe, and that's I mean, it just doesn't end doesn't end without a pullback. So you will see a pullback at some point. The question a lot of traders ask me is, how do I know that? Look, you can't know for sure in terms of when the market is over. You can't just sell anywhere though. What you want to see is some sort of bearish action. So some sort of day reversal where you see a nice 400-point drop, or a new high then a new low. Something that signals a top on the daily is very important. So you need to see something along the lines of at least a straight up new high and then a new low would be fantastic. But a little bit of impetus behind the selling, or some sort of story as well that could catalyze the market to have more than one day of selling, because you haven't seen more than 1 or 2 days of selling. So a big reversal, like a 200 or 300 point at least, is something that might spook the market and get profit taking on a broader basis. But you don't want to preempt that. It could be from 26,000 that you get the reversal. But waiting for that first big day of selling is probably the most important thing you can do as a trader if you're looking to try and pick the top. All those traders who've been trying to pick the top in the last 6 months have been unfortunately under, well, I mean, it's just there's no way you did well. So it is important that you be very careful when you try to go counter trend. I know that it is getting to the silly levels, but market can stay much more a little bit more illogical longer than you can stay solvent, as the saying goes. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you are trading, and let's not get too keen on the shorts until there's a reason. When there is a reason though, looking at a normal 10% correction, you are looking at levels down around 2250. So it's just good. 2,500 point reversal is coming at some point. All right, traders, if you want more information about the market, or you want to have a chat with a dealer like myself, then come through on the contact details below. See if we can't assist you, see if we can't help you with your trading needs.